I want to get to this before you head off, Reese. Prince William,
Mm.
you know, the Meghan Markle's brother-in-law. The British prince, he's drawn some criticism because he reportedly said that, talking about Ukraine, that unlike Asia and Africa, it was quote unquote alien. It is quote unquote alien to see war in Europe. It's alien.
Mm.
Listen to a reporter break this down on the backlash he's been receiving.
England's Prince William has sparked outrage amongst netizens with his latest comment on the Russia-Ukraine crisis. He stated, and I quote, "Britons were more used to seeing conflict in Africa and Asia. It's very alien to see this in Europe. We're all behind you." Prince William made this comment alongside his wife, the Duchess of Cambridge, Kate Middleton, while visiting a Ukrainian cultural center in London. While the royal couple's intentions may have been good, this comment has, well, upset a lot of people. Many netizens from all over the world have spoken up. An American journalist, for example, asked Prince William if he was aware of the violence released around the world because of European colonization and about the recent tensions and full-on conflict in Bosnia. A human rights lawyer from the United States of America also asked Prince William, and I quote, "How do you have a 1,000-year history of colonialism, a literal 100-year war, launch 2 world wars, allow multiple genocides, and bomb a dozen nations since 9/11 alone, and still make such a statement?"
You know what's so crazy about him saying this, Reese? It is the family that he is a part of.
Mm-hmm.
The former Duke of Windsor, I believe it was Edward, Duke of Windsor, met with Adolf Hitler in the 1930s.
Right.
His family has literally been a part of war. The only reason why he's this monarchy, this stupid foolishness, the royal family, is because of war and bloodshed.
Exactly.
It's so deeply stupid. He needs a critical race theory class, an African history class, a Caribbean history class. It's so crazy that he would say something like that. And that's why, listen, Meghan Markle tried to tell you, some folks felt like, oh, she was complaining, she was making stuff up. I mean, my God, it's just shocking to see this in Europe.
Yeah.
My God. Yeah. That train's never late. Reese?
First of all, the fuck is you talking about? Like, you ain't got to be a huge student of war to at least know World War II and World War I. Like, those were European wars. If you don't know that, I mean, I can't list off a whole bunch of damn wars my damn self, but I do know World War II, and last I checked, that was a European war primarily. So, fuck is you talking about? But what he really means is, there's this term that actually, I'm ashamed to say that Dr. Carr introduced it to me because that means I only learned it rather recently. But the LAPD designated certain crimes, and they said it was no humans involved. And when you understand that the reason why it doesn't count in certain places when they're victims, when they are brutalized, when there's bloodshed, when there's violence, is because there are no humans involved to people like Prince William. So people are desensitized to bloodshed and war in African countries because no humans involved, or in browner countries. It doesn't even have to just be in Africa. In browner countries, it's no humans involved. So they have no problems with denying their refugee status. They have no problems with them getting blown up. We've seen horrific images. I saw a horrific image yesterday of a pregnant woman being rolled out on a stretcher, because a maternity ward was struck by Russia. In Ukraine. And that's horrific. But I would also have the same horrified response if that was a brown woman in a brown country. But many people around this world would not. Prince William wouldn't. That's clear. And so the reason why there's no disconnect for them here is because it is foreign to them. We are agents to be acted upon. We're not humans to these people. So it does not click to him how crazy that sounds when he said, and then he said it's alien.
Alien.
Alien. It's alien? Again, no humans involved. Now he's saying it's alien for white folks, essentially. He didn't say white, but that's what he means. White folks to be attacked. But it's not alien for Black and brown people to be millions of people, genocide, wars. None of that is alien.
Rooted in colonization.
Yes.
Rooted in colonization.
Yes. So it just, people continue to tell on themselves. And I think that's part of the struggle that we have when we're trying to, on a geopolitical, front, trying to educate, particularly Black people, because we're Black media, right, about the severity and the gravity of what's happening in Ukraine and Russia. It's not a lot of us over there, and the ones that are over there are getting fucked over, trying to flee. It's hard for us to necessarily always have that same level of investment because it's happening other places. Drones being dropped on people, bombs, all kind of shit that's happening all around the other country, other rest of parts of the world, but are brown, so they're not making headlines. But the last thing I'll say on another note, now we know who was questioning Meghan Markle's baby coming out too, doggone.
Oh, right. How dark is that baby gonna be?
Clearly.
You know what the other thing is too? This isn't exactly the same, but I heard Kim Kardashian babbling about, my advice to women is you have to get off your ass and work. People don't want to work. Someone like Kim Kardashian, someone like Prince William, they literally believe that they worked for their wealth.
Yeah.
That they worked for their access, that they worked for all this luxury. They literally believe this. I mean, I'm not shaming Kim Kardashian's past or anything like that. I'm just talking about the money that she was born into. And you're going to tell people to go out there and work. And for Prince William, it's alien to you to have any kind of war in Europe. They literally believe that they don't seem to understand that you are where you are because you have had a leg up, even next to most white people.
Yeah.
You've had a leg up.
Yeah.
Right. And so to hear, and people have called the Kardashians the royal family of the United States. They've said that bullshit, which actually might be a good analogy because they're scandalous, the royal family, but not even being able to, you are in the epitome of luxury and you are telling people, women, to get up and work. You got to work your ass off. One part of it, Chloe says, if you're the smartest person in the room, find another room to be smarter in. Well, what if you can't leave the room? What if you don't have access to another room? And Prince William, it's just, they literally think that they have worked for this. You haven't worked for any of this. Because if you stopped being famous tomorrow, you'd still have all the money in the world. Even Prince Harry, I like him. He leaves the royal family, but he didn't leave that money.
Right.
He's still rich. He got some massive Spotify deal. And I like Prince Harry. He's cool, but I'm just saying. And he hasn't made delusional comments like that, but they just don't seem to be aware how you were born into this.
Yeah.
You didn't work for it. You aren't from the gutter. You aren't, from deep poverty. That's why you're there. And you wouldn't even be able to survive deep poverty. Hell, you ain't even freaking Dolly Parton. At least she grew up poor as hell in Tennessee. This is just crazy to me.
Yeah. But we have a society that teaches that wealth equals merit. Doesn't matter if it's inherited, doesn't matter if you ain't, people just throwing money at you because you're wealthy and white or white enough. You have merit to that. You know what I'm saying? So she believes that. And that's not to say that wealthy people don't do work. Of course,
sure, yeah.
Of course they do work. She's a professional pretty girl. If all I had to do was get this sucked in and this pushed out and hair extensions and go around, I could be a Kardashian. Okay.
Right.
And I have to have no surgery.
When Black girls have had bodies like that for years, for decades, since the beginning of time. I remember when white girls looked like Christy Brinkley.
Yeah.
I remember those days. Okay. But Black women have body like that for years, and she is the epitome of beauty to some people. But she's telling people to work.
It's delusional. And here's the thing, because I've gotten into a couple of arguments with people, and I've said that what she said, nobody wants to work, is quantitatively and objectively false. We are at, according to the Congressional Budget Office, the CBO, we're at full employment. Okay, in this economy, we're at 3.9% unemployment. Damn near everybody is working. Okay,
and most poor people are working full time.
Yes.
Most poor people work full fucking time.
Yes. Yes. And the people that aren't working, you have to evaluate the reasons why they're not in the labor force. For instance, there was the Congressional Black Caucus released a report on Black America that came out recently. And they said that one of the biggest barriers for Black women in the workforce, entering the workforce that aren't currently in there, is the cost of childcare. So that's not being lazy. That's if I can only make $7.25 an hour and gas is high shit, I don't even make enough money to pay for a 2-bedroom apartment. And if I go to work, I'm going to be losing money because maybe I don't have public transportation. I don't have a car. I got to Uber it. The cost of Uber is making goddamn more than my $7.25 an hour. So, and then plus you got to have childcare, et cetera, et cetera. So there are people that are so out of touch with the reality of working people in this country, or even non-working people, that they have this delusional idea of like, well, I'm where I am because I just work harder. No, you're not. There are people who bust their ass 10 times harder than you, and they ain't never going to attain the level of financial wealth that you did. So this whole notion that she's saying is stupid. It's stupid and it's factually incorrect. And I don't give a damn about her perception. Well, maybe that's who she come across. She's still wrong. And it's elitist. And that kind of narrative is the reason why we don't make more progress on things that would uplift the entire society, like universal childcare, universal pre-K, and et cetera, and fucking et cetera. Because people don't give a damn about people that are actually struggling.
And this is why I've always said that I think the Kardashians are Republicans.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, she was raised by a Republican, Caitlyn Jenner. She was advocating for Trump. Remember, she was saying for Trump, I can't believe people don't want him to win. I can't believe people don't want him to win. I mean, I think she is she fits the demographic. She's a rich white woman. I think she's a stone cold Republican with her, Republican former ex-husband or whatever you want to call him, Kanye West. It's so out of touch and crazy. And I see people still giving her credit for Alice Marie Johnson being released from jail.
Yeah.
So we're not going to give no credit to the First Step Act. We're not going to give no credit to advocates like Topeka Sam, who have been advocating for. I mean, it's just, I just couldn't. Between Prince William and Kim Kardashian, I said these people are out of their minds.
Yeah,
they out of. You just gotta. It's very, very Booker T. Washington. Du Bois debunked this shit decades ago. But of course she wouldn't know that. Pull yourself up by your bra straps. That's what Kim Kardashian is basically saying.
By your latex bra straps, your skin tight leather clothing. She said this looking like Catwoman. Girl, go to hell. Go to hell.
And at one point she goes, posting something on social media, this is work. I'm like, I wish. If I had to work as hard as you, if I had to work as hard as Kim Kardashian, I would be a trillionaire many times over.
Oh, easily.
If that's all it took to have that kind of work ethic, I'd be great. Set for life.
It really, all of the appeal is them sleeping with Black men, having babies, getting cheated on, and having failed relationships. That's their whole shtick.
That's their storyline.
Fake lips that they pump this little makeup cosmetics, even though they get all kind of fillers, Botox, all kind of plastic surgery. They ain't using none of these damn products that they're shilling. And they got this shapewear, but all their bodies is nipped and tucked. Girl, go to hell.
And did you hear in a video, the other girls, the sisters said, that is so true.
Courtney.
I'm like, oh my God, y'all are killing me. This is terrible. And you know what? This is part of the reason why I believe we have our issues with social media, with young people, because that is the example of work ethic. That is the example of work ethic. Her. Yeah. That's just bizarre to me. Why do I see Vice President Kamala Harris getting more heat than Kim Kardashian? Why?
Oh, yeah.
Why? I just don't understand.